You lie awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling. Your brain is racing. Stress sweating over a late email from your boss, unpaid bills, or a text message you shouldn't have sent. You toss and turn. You check the clock. You watch the minutes crawl. You know you should be sleeping, but your body refuses to shut down. Welcome to the world's oldest anxiety disorder. Because 30,000 years ago, your ancestors lay awake in pitch-black caves, stress sweating for a much simpler reason. If they fell asleep too deeply, they were eaten. Episode 2, The 3 a.m. Nightmare. For early humans, sleep was not a relaxing luxury. It was a high-stakes negotiation between physical recovery and sudden death. The Pleistocene night was not a time of peaceful silence. It was the active domain of megapredators, saber-toothed cats, cave lions, giant spotted hyenas that weighed over 100 kilograms and hunted in packs of 30. These predators had a biological advantage that our ancestors could never match, a structure called the tapetum lucidum, a reflective membrane behind their retinas that bounced light back through their eyes twice. It gave them near-perfect night vision. It's the reason cat eyes glow in the dark when you shine a flashlight at them. For these animals, the midnight forest was as bright as noon. For humans, it was absolute blackness. We couldn't see a leopard at 10 meters. We couldn't see the hyena pack circling our sleeping site. We were blind in a world of hunters that could see everything. Now imagine this. You curl up on the cold dirt floor of a dark cave. Your new tiger tooth necklace presses against your chest. The cave fire is dying. The bright orange flames have faded to a dim red glow. You close your eyes. Your body desperately needs sleep. Your muscles ache from the day's hunt. Your eyelids are heavy. And then, a tiny dry twig snaps outside the cave. Your eyes fly open. Your heart rate explodes to 140 beats per minute. Your pupils dilate. Your muscles lock. You are fully, completely, electrically alert. One twig, one sound, and your entire nervous system went from rest to war in a quarter of a second. Why? Because of a chemical called cortisol. When your auditory cortex detects an unexpected sound during sleep, it doesn't wait for your conscious brain to analyze the situation. It bypasses rational thought entirely. Your amygdala, the brain's ancient alarm system, fires a direct danger signal to the adrenal glands above your kidneys. Cortisol and adrenaline flood your bloodstream. Heart rate spikes. Blood flows away from your digestive system and into your legs and arms. Your vision sharpens. Your hearing becomes hypersensitive. All of this happens before you are even fully conscious. You didn't choose to wake up. Your brain made the decision for you because the ancestors who waited to think about the sound were already dead. The twig snap was a hyena, or a leopard, or a cave bear, shuffling through the underbrush. In the Pleistocene, the ones who slept lightly survived. The ones who slept deeply became food and left no descendants. You are the offspring of the most anxious, hypervigilant, light-sleeping humans in history. Every generation, natural selection removed the deep sleepers and kept the insomniacs. Your 3 a.m. anxiety is not a disorder. It is a survival feature that has been polished by 200,000 years of evolution. But here's the paradox. If everyone in the tribe was terrified of the dark, if every human slept with one eye open, the tribe would collapse from chronic exhaustion. Within weeks, you can't hunt a mammoth on 3 hours of broken sleep. You can't think clearly. You can't coordinate a group strategy. You can't even throw a spear straight. So how did the tribe survive? The answer lies in a biological safety net that scientists call the sentinel hypothesis. You look around the cave, by the dying embers. An elderly tribe member sits quietly, wide awake. She has been awake since midnight. Not by choice. Her body simply won't sleep past 2 a.m. Meanwhile, across the cave, a teenager tosses and turns restlessly. He didn't fall asleep until well after midnight, and won't wake naturally until mid-morning. This isn't a coincidence. It's by design. Evolution programmed human sleep schedules to be highly diverse on purpose. Different age groups have fundamentally different internal clocks, what sleep scientists call chronotypes. Teenagers are natural night owls. Their circadian rhythm shifts later during puberty, keeping them alert during the first half of the night. Elders are natural early birds. Their circadian rhythm shifts earlier with age, waking them before dawn. Middle-aged adults fall somewhere in between. In a typical hunter-gatherer tribe of 30 people, sleep times were naturally staggered across the entire night. This wasn't planned. It was evolved. In 2017, researchers from Duke University studied the Hadza people of Tanzania, one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer groups on Earth. They tracked the sleep patterns of 33 Hadza adults over 20 nights, using actigraphy monitors. The results were remarkable. Out of over 200 hours of nighttime observation, there were only 18 minutes total, when every single person was asleep simultaneously. 18 minutes. That means for 99.8% of the night, at least one person was awake. Not because they were assigned a guard shift, because their biology made them wake up. The tribe had a natural, automatic, around-the-clock surveillance system, built into its own sleep architecture. The grandmothers watched the late hours. The teenagers watched the early hours. The mothers nursed at random intervals throughout. No schedule was needed. Biology was the schedule. And this is why deep sleep was so precious. Because the sentinel system allowed it. When you knew, even subconsciously, that someone was watching, your brain could finally release into deep REM sleep. And deep REM sleep wasn't just about resting your muscles. It was the engine of human intelligence. During REM, your brain replays the day's events, sorting useful information from noise. It consolidates memories, transferring short-term learning into long-term storage. It runs a cellular cleaning cycle, called the glymphatic system, flushing toxic waste proteins from neural tissue. Without deep sleep, these waste proteins accumulate. Modern neuroscience links this accumulation to Alzheimer's disease. But in the Pleistocene, the consequences were more immediate. Deep sleep fueled creativity. It allowed our ancestors to design better flint hand axes, plan complex multi-day hunts, develop language, and imagine things that didn't yet exist. Every major cognitive leap in human evolution required a brain that could dream, and dreaming required a tribe that could keep you safe while you dreamed. You sit near the elder by the fire. She hums quietly, feeding small twigs to the embers. A shadow passes the cave entrance, the silhouette of a massive cave lion, moving through the brush. It sees the firelight. It pauses, and then it moves on. The sentinel system works. The fire is still burning. The watcher is still awake. And deep in the cave, a child sleeps peacefully, dreaming the dreams that will one day build civilizations. As dawn breaks, the elder hands you a piece of amber, containing a charred twig, a fragment of the protective fire that kept the predators at bay. You tie the amber amulet to your leather wrap, next to the tiger tooth. 2 souvenirs, 2 stories of survival. You survive the night. But morning brings a new challenge. Not predators, not cold, not hunger. Something far more dangerous. To a social primate. Drama. How did our ancestors handle conflict, cheats, and backstabbing without courts, police, or social media? Find out in the next episode.